I appreciate you. How is y'all Saturday afternoon replay game? Because y'all the only one in here right now. And already 3 people came in to like it. Thank you, 3 people, whoever you were. Y'all make sure y'all like and hype. I got to ask later on in the stream, how many people have liked at least one of my videos this week? Because I think it restarts on Mondays. Let me check right fast, y'all. Okay, I found out. So that hype button restarts or resets at 12 a.m., whatever your local time is on Mondays. So today is Saturday. Y'all got time. Before you let those hype points go to waste, I need y'all to hype me up, okay? I'll bring that back up. That was for the replay game. I'll let everybody know about hyping me up later. Once we get a couple people in here so we can have this healing conversation about how we heal after being taken advantage of. Look at somebody doing the party hats. Whoever's doing that, thank you for the party hats. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, let me bring up the chat in a couple of places so it can be in my face so I can see. Okay, let me turn it down.
I was 1 week away from...
Okay, that was the ads. All right, y'all. Thanks so much for coming in and hit the like button. I appreciate y'all. We had 3 people who hit the like button before I started, and now 3 people are in the chat, and it is 5 likes. So thank y'all. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Okay, y'all. So let's wait a second. Y'all, I don't know. While we wait for people to come in, if y'all on the replay, y'all could, like, probably, if you're not interested in this part, you can scroll up until about at least 5 o'clock because I had the live scheduled for 5 o'clock, but I came a little bit early. Y'all never really do that. But I was like, you might as well get started early. You're just doing nothing anyways. But last night, I don't know when or how, but I must have reached the wrong way. I think it must have been like shortly after I got off live or something. Was it after I got off live? No. Yeah, it was way after. No, it was way after I got off live because... Right, because I ate and then I went to therapy. So it was after I came back from therapy, maybe a couple hours before I went to bed. And all of a sudden, I just started feeling this really hard pain, like on my side. So I think I pulled a muscle. That's what I think I did. Let me see. Hi, can you give me a number between 1 and 20? 20. Let me see. But she said, I thought you said, yes, I started early. It's 5 o'clock. It's scheduled for 5 o'clock. So I'm not going to actually start with the topic until a little bit around then. I'm just coming on to ask everybody who was on the replay and the people who are early in the chat, make sure y'all like the live. Make sure you subscribe if you have not subscribed already. And make sure you give me a hype before your hype points run out this Sunday. Let me see. Payback said, ooh, you the girl D was talking about on live the other day. Who is D? Somebody named D was talking about me on a live the other day. Who was it? Oh, okay. You're so funny. You're so funny. You're so funny. Let me let you, no, I'll keep that. I'll keep that. Usually if you come on a different day, I probably would engage with that, but I'm going to keep that hidden. You too. Hey, Bill, how you doing? Good to see you over here. Who is this? This is the Melvin Bill came back. You actually came back. Y'all, I'm so happy. I've been really doing some earlier lives in addition to my regular lives, and we have a lot of new people who've been coming by, and they have been coming back. You just sent me a $20 super chat and said, enjoy. I want to say thank you so much. That is so appreciated. So appreciated. You don't even know. You don't even know. So the Melvin, regardless if you would have sent it or not, I would, like I told you before you sent it, I think it was yesterday, make sure you come back, okay? Today is healing conversations. I'm not eating right now. So we're talking about a topic of how to heal after being taken for granted. That's the healing conversation. I have a segment on Saturdays called Healing Conversations, and that's when I try to like get serious about the conversation and really try to give someone somewhere the tools they need to be able to move on from something that they could have went through when they were younger, what they may have went through when they were older, or what they might be going through right now. Okay, so again, DeMilvin, thanks so much for the $20. Let me love it. Y'all make sure y'all like it. That was so sweet. Thank you. I appreciate that. Bill, how have you been doing? Thanks so much for coming in. Bill is a member to the channel. Hopefully all of the new subscribers that are coming in, I hope y'all continue to come back. Then I hope y'all decide to become a member like Built from Adversity has. Another thing for the people who are not members to the channel, I want you to check. I told you about this yesterday. Hey, Saret, I told you about this yesterday that YouTube has rolled out a free 30-day trial to subscribers if you are an eligible viewer. It has nothing to do with me. If you are an eligible viewer and they haven't rolled out what makes you eligible, I don't know if you watch their channel a lot or what it is, but if you go to their channel and you go to the join button and you feel like you want to be a member to the channel, then they will give you a 30-day free trial. And then after that, it'll automatically be a reoccurring withdraw from your card if you want to be a member. So people who've been thinking about becoming a member, you'll have 30 days free. You have 30 days free, okay? That's different from the gifted membership. When you get gifted memberships, the person who gifts it pays for the first 30 days. And then after that, if you don't go in and put your card, it falls off. With this free trial they have going on, you kind of like decide, okay, do I want to be a member? And it's almost like a coupon where you just say, okay, I am going to become a member. I don't have to pay now. I can wait 30 days before I start being billed, and I have a 30-day trial. So that's how that works. So it's viewer eligible. So if you are not a member, y'all go ahead and consider becoming a member, and you take advantage of that trial if it's offered to you. If you go to the join button, it'll be right there if it's offered. Okay, Sarah, how you doing, girl? How you doing today? We had DeMilvin come in and drop a $20 super chat so fast. I just opened up the live. And I'm so appreciative of that. So I was saying thank you for that. And thank you to Bill for being a member to the channel. Look at that. Wait a minute. Let me tell you what DeMelvin did. I'm scrolling up. DeMelvin told me, hi, can you give me a number between 1 and 20? And I said, 20. And he dropped the $20. That's what it. Look at that. That's what that was. Okay, I didn't even get that. Okay. Okay. Oop, look at OG. Look at OG Kermit talking about you better twerk for that 20. Now, DeMelvin ain't told me nothing about no twerking. DeMelvin said pick a number from 1 to 20. That's all I had to do. Now, OG, why you coming up in here talking about twerking for the 20? Ain't nobody said that was the conditions. Okay? Yeah, she said join It's Grandma's World's membership right now. Thanks for the support, DeMelvin. Yes, DeMelvin was here yesterday. That's one of the new subscribers. So these new subscribers, you've been at work, but a lot of these new subscribers from the videos that I've been doing early in the day, they have been literally coming back the next day, and I love that for It's Grandma's World. I really do. So yes, y'all. So it is 5:01. We are going to be talking about healing after being taken for granted. However that might fit you. This topic is going to be almost for everybody. If you have experienced some form of being taken advantage of, it could have been in a relationship, your family, your friends. It could be in your workplace, but anywhere in your life, you may have experienced being taken for granted. Okay, and that's what we're gonna talk about today. Sweat said, okay, I think new subscribers. Yes, they've been coming back. I'm like, okay, I remember you. So yes. Okay, so we're gonna start off with, let me grab the comments over here so I will be able to see, because I want to read everybody's comments. Everybody's comments matters. I want to encourage everybody to join in on the topic. If you had any experience with this, drop in and let us learn from each other. That's the purpose. That's the purpose. If you have more experience with this, help a person out that might be going through this now, or maybe have went through this and haven't been able to move on from that. Okay, so that's our job, to like help each other heal in these healing conversations. Okay, it's a conversation. Let me see. Please hit the like button while we start the topic. Yes, thank you, Saret. All right, and did everybody hit the like button yet? Y'all hurry up and click that like button before we get started. We can do that really fast. Again, remember the hype. If you have the hype this week, the hypes run out on Sunday. Well, Monday at 12, but really Sunday at 11:59 p.m. So if y'all have not offered me those hypes, please give me the hypes. I'm trying to get more than 23. 23 was on my number last week. I'm trying to get more than that. Hey, Boshi. Boshi's back with 10 likes. Boshi, 9 likes. Somebody said, I don't like it. I don't like it. That's fine. They found that out. Great. We have 9 likes. Thanks for the 9 people who liked the live. I appreciate y'all. Okay, so we're going to be talking about healing after being taken advantage of. Or I keep saying taken, and I don't want to say taken advantage. I'm probably going to make that mistake because when I was thinking about it, I kept saying taken advantage of, but we want to say taken for granted. We want to say taken for granted. I don't want to say taken advantage of because I don't know the big difference between it, but taking advantage seems like it might be a little harsh. But taken for granted seems like it could be on the surface of more things that are more settled. So that's what we're going to do, right? Okay, so I want to ask y'all if y'all have ever felt like you guys were taken advantage of. Put a yes in the chat if you feel like at some point in your life you were being taken for granted. Let me know if you feel like you've been taken for granted. You hyped this week. Sweat said she hyped this week. Did y'all hype this week? That's what she said. Look at that 12 people in the chat. 12 likes. Thank y'all. But she said taking for granted sounds a lot better than yeah, I think so too. I think so too. Hi, Marjorie. Marjorie said yes. Marjorie, is this your first time here? If it is, make sure you. Oh wait, Marjorie, do you have a daughter that lives in Madison? I don't know. Seems like your name sounds familiar to me. Let me know. Let me know. But Marjorie said yes. She has had a time in her life where she felt like she was taken for granted. Yes, I like take for granted. So yeah, that sounds better, right? Hey, Squeaky Squeak say, hey, get my moms in chat. Hope all is having a blessed and amazing Saturday. Thank you. Sorette said yes, she has been taken advantage of, right? So can y'all say, Marjorie? No, it's not your first time. I didn't think so. I was like, wait. I think I heard that name before. Okay, Marjorie Ann. I'm definitely gonna remember now. Watch next time you come. Say, hey, Marjorie, I already know you've been here. So for the people who say, yes, I've been taken advantage of, what do you think it was that made you actually realize that you were being taken advantage of? I'm sorry. Taken for granted. Taken for granted. I don't know why I want to say that. That you were being taken for granted. That you were being, hey, Diamond D, hey, got my mom's in chat. Diamond D, we are talking about healing after being taken for granted today. And I just finished asking the first question, have you ever felt like you were taken for granted? And then now I'm saying, what made you realize it? Like, what was the thing to make you feel like you were being taken for granted? Hey, Squeaky and Diamond, Sweat says, Squeaky, thanks so much for the flower. Thank you. I appreciate that. Y'all drop that in the chat. The one thing to being taken for granted, it can make you feel like you need to question your value. And you don't have to question your value. That's not a you problem. It's a their problem if they decided to take you for granted, right? Someone failing to appreciate you, because that's what that really is. When people take you for granted, they usually fail to appreciate your value. So if they fail to do that, that does not determine your worth. We're going to start right there. We're not letting folks that decide to take us for granted. We're not going to let that make us feel like we are not valuable. We are not worthy. We're going to start right there. Let me see. Diamond D said, yes, when I could never call on that person for support, yet they were always leaning on me. That's when Diamond D realized it. I got it. Marjorie said, people taking my kindness for weakness. That's when you realize it. But was it a specific? Tell me if it was a specific thing. If y'all have anything that happened specific, y'all could drop that too. Squeaky said, I'm still learning how to use these. But hey, Saret, okay. Saret said, I realized because I realized there was a pattern. Okay, so she watched and said, okay, there's a pattern to this. So I feel like I'm being taken for granted. Okay. Diamond D said 100. Chris said, hey, get my chat. Happy Saturday, girl. Miss Alabama said, hey, get my mom's in chat. I'm watching the game and about to do a split screen to watch the fight. Okay. I'll be in and out of the chat. Thank you, Miss Alabama. I appreciate you. Saret said, hey, Miss Alabama. Chris said, hey, Saret. So I said hi to Chris. Boshi said, yes, I cannot remember how I realized. I just did realize. And that's the most important part, I guess. I'm asking that. But the point is, yep, I realized it. And I had to make some changes, right? You cut them off and walked away. I would argue the healing. I would argue the healing comes from walking away personally, because every time something like that happens, it's not always, and we'll talk about that later about boundaries. It's not always that you have to become bitter and walk away. You can literally just put a boundary up and protect your peace, and that's it. That's all you have to do. It don't always have to take anger. Almost 20 likes, Boshi. Thank you. Sure is. That fast. Yes, y'all. Diamond D said, down deep. Wait, down deep, but sometimes we don't want to accept it because we have love for them. We don't want to end that relationship. We feel sorry for them. We want to fix. We're going to talk about all of that. Yes, Diamond D, you right. Spot on. Chris said, hey, Miss Alabama, Squeaky, Diamond D, and Boshi. Suresh said, it's either my time. Oh, she said it's either my time or my financial situations. Also, I guess my kindness. So she said, showing us that being taken for granted could be within the time we spend. Listen, we can't get no time back, y'all. I always tell people, like, it is so precious for people to give financial blessings, but your time can never, you can always make another dollar, but that time you can never get back. So some people take that time like serious. And some people just ain't got the finances to be playing with you. Like if they supported you financially and you want to take that for granted, like, how dare you? What about if I did without something so that I could do that so you would be good? That's another thing. And kindness, like you try to develop a characteristic. I can see what Soretta is saying. You try to develop a characteristics where your kindness, can be expressed to other people. You want to be compassionate, but someone chooses to take that and take that for granted. You don't want that to alter your character and what you really want to be, how you really want to be when it comes to kindness. Like, listen, that somebody else doing that to you can affect you in more than one way. And Surette just named 3. Miss Alabama said, hey, beautiful. Surette is. Diamond D said, hey, Chris and Surette. The Melvin. Chris is saying hi. Boshi said hi to everybody. Chris said, welcome everybody to his Gamma's World. Make sure y'all like, make sure y'all are subscribed, and make sure y'all are being a part of this growing community. Boshi said, I hope you all have a great stream. This is a good topic. Thank you, Boshi. Hey, Official Swagger. I was recently talking to my sister about this. I told her people always ask for my help, but never offer any. Never offer any. She said it's because people feel I'll always find a way and solve my own problems without help. So you're saying that people might be thinking, since you help them so much, you helping me all the time, you must have all your stuff figured out. Probably, right? And they're taking that for granted. Exactly. Diamond D said, anyone that ever did me wrong, I gave them the right of way. People only do what we allow. We're going to talk about those boundaries, because if you're allowing that stuff, listen, to some people that would never. They would never take advantage of nobody, or they would never take anybody for granted. They would never do that. But some people are out for that. That's their characteristics. That's their personality. That's what they want to do. So if you allow that and you don't put up those boundaries, you're going to be open sesame. And they coming for you. They're coming for you. They're looking for you. Let me see. Diamond D said we have to start seeing folks for who they are and not for who we want them to be. We have to learn that we can't fix folks. We can't create. We can't mold. We can't do nothing. We can influence them with our character. But if they don't want to take it, I feel like they have all right to. That's the person they want to be. But what do we have all right to? Our boundaries and how much access we allow them to have to us. That's what we have. Let me see. Chris said, that's so true. Surette said 100. Official Swag said, hey, Chris. Surette, thank you so much for the $9.99. Y'all make sure y'all like it. I'm loving it. Thank you, Ready. She said, you are on point, Gamma. Am I? Okay, let's go. Let's go. So Miss Alabama said, people have definitely attempted to take advantage of my kindness. When I give or do anything for someone, it's from the heart. So I just move away from them, yes, and love them from a distance, yes. And Miss Alabama is one, like, right away, because y'all know my thing is my forgiveness game is, that's the area where I need so much help. But Miss Alabama, when I had a live, and I don't know if it was on forgiveness or if we were just talking about forgiveness, but I was saying how, like, I got to get there. You know, somebody do something. I just got to get there. I know all the things I'm supposed to be doing, but I just be flat out choosing saying, I just ain't made it, and God is still working on me in that area. But Miss Alabama said she does it right away. She said she knows the word of God and knows what is supposed to be done, and she ain't going to allow no devil in hell to make her go a way that she don't want to go. And so I admire her for that, because I'm like, man, one day I'm going to be like that. Right away, I'm going to be like, huh, and really end it right there. Don't think back on it. Put the boundary up and be done. But I just be like, ooh, you know, I'm still there. I'm still there. I just can't. He's working with me. So I said, hey, official swagger. That's true, Diamond. Libra 4. Hey, Libra 4. Dang. Oh, I can put it over here. Hey, Libra 4. Thanks so much for coming in. Okay. All right, and the bill is for Libra 4. Okay, so Chris said, hey, Libra 4, Diamond D said, absolutely, Sarah. I had to unfortunately learn the hard way. You got to learn. Like, I don't know. I think Diamond D had a live this morning. And a lot of people, you know, always say, you know, I did this and you know, you regret that you did that and all of that. One thing that I rarely do is live on regret. I'm looking like I feel like to get through this life is one lesson after next, after next, after next, maybe a test after a test after a test, all of the things. So don't be around here thinking, y'all, if y'all want to think like me, my way of thinking is that I don't ever regret. I might be like a little embarrassed about something I did or something like that, but I'm not going to be regretting it, because I really feel like every lesson that I had to go through, that I definitely learned something from it. And I believe that God has me going through those lessons so that I'll be better prepared for the next thing. So that's what we got to start thinking about. Like, we don't have to like beat ourselves up. Just know that, oh, that was a hard lesson I had to learn. You got through it. You learn. I'm sure you learned something from it. You put that in your toolbox. Now you better. And that's the goal, to be better, right? Let me see. Sylvester said, hello, Libra 4. Good to see you. Yes. Official Swagger said, yeah, you can make excuses for people. And when you cut them off, don't feel bad when they get mad about it. True. Diamond D said, oh, dang, Diamond D. Okay, Diamond D said, we had no business dealing with certain people. I used to be a magnet for charity case. Right, right. But then if you don't ever come across the people you shouldn't have been with, sometimes you need that to know what you should be staying away from. That's what I think. Like, sometimes you need to be in a situation to be able to recognize something different. So that could have been the case. Hey, Sherry. Official Swagger said hi to Sared. Chris said hi to Sherry. Miss Alabama said, I can't stand for people to borrow from me. Don't pay me back and ask to borrow more. Now, that's one thing I never do. I borrow somebody something. You can say, I can go give somebody $5. But if you say, can you borrow me $1? What is it? Okay. If you say, can you borrow me $1? It's going to be hell to pay if you don't give me that $1. And it ain't nothing about that. And I might come behind and give somebody else $5 more. It'll never be about the principle of the money. It's the principle of your word. The principle of your word. You literally might give me the $1 and I might give you $5 after you give me the $1. Just because I want it to be known that stand on your word. If you said borrow, give it back to me. And then now we're clear. And now if I feel like it's a situation that you might be in a need of something, then I'm going to maybe bless you with more. Or the next time you ask me, I wouldn't be caring about it because I know that you stand on your word. Hold on, y'all. I got to pay for this spicy bowl I didn't order my daughter. Okay, hold on. Okay, hold on. I gotta send it. This Apple Cash be throwing me off. Okay. Hold on 1 second, y'all. I'm sorry. Send. Okay. Okay, let me get back in the chat. Okay, let me see. Okay, Miss Alabama said, I'm no fool. I just break camp from them. Yes, people like that think you are weak and a fool. Yes, and if you borrow from them, this is the thing. I'm not calling nobody. Well, I don't know. I may call, but most of the time, my first instinct is not to call. My first instinct is to write it down, like get my brain and be like, this person did not pay your money back. If they ask me for anything else for any reason, no, I won't be able to do it. Period. That's how I work, y'all. I'm telling you, Well, rather, I guess I could call, remind them. They could have forgotten. But in my mind, I'm looking like first of all, it's gonna take me a lot. Like I don't know how much of my last breath I got to be on to ask somebody for something. I don't know how many meals I would have to do without before I would ask somebody for something. So therefore, I'm looking like if I had to do something like that, I probably wouldn't be able to go to sleep until I gave them their money back. So I don't want to call nobody asking them for nothing like that, because you should be so devastated that you had to do that, that should be the first thing on your mind. So therefore, if it wasn't, then that's okay. And it ain't even nothing to be mad about. It ain't even nothing to be mad about. All I know is I took that note, and I promise you, it'll never be another time. Um, Let me see. Hey Tanya. Hey girl. She said, hey girl, hey. Oh, she said, hey y'all, hey. Let me see. Chris said, shout out to everyone in the green. Yes, green on the screen. Memberships are always available, y'all. And it's a great way to support this channel. Y'all better know it. Chris said, Paul, hit the like button. Girl, Paul is gone. Paul is gone. Miss Alabama said, official swagger, that part. Chris said, hey Tanya. And Sherry said, hi to Tanya. And Chris. Miss Alabama said, Diamond D on point. Yes, yes. Let me see. Tanya said hi to Sherry. And Diamond D said, hey, Miss Alabama. Diamond D said, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice. I know you better say it. You better say it. Right, Gabby, Miss Alabama said. Paul, don't start that. Sherry, you know, I do play with the people, but when I'm having a topic, I just ignore them, black them, keep on going. They don't be a good day for them. Let me see. Celeste said, I agree. I'm kind of okay with that, with the fact that I was put in my situation, because I have learned a lot. Yes, I was able to get out of the situation sooner than later. And what you got to be happy about, the sooner than later. Like, you can't stay like beating up on yourself like, oh, I wish, I regret, all that stuff. You be like, dang, God, thank you, because it could have been another month. It could have been another year. I could still be in it, anything like that. So you got to bless it in every lesson. You just gotta look for it. But it's a blessing in every lesson. I promise you. I promise you. Let me see. Right, noted. Chris said yes. Miss Alabama said, I'm not reminding them. They brought from me. Right. They didn't forget to act. Right. They're not gonna forget to ask. That's top priority in the front of the brain. But pay it back, it's like la 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 la. Like you don't know what happened here, right? Let me see. I just cut them off in an area of my life. Yes, and just leave it like that. They good. They are good. Celeste said, hey, beautifully here. Just seeing you. Hey, Heather. Look at Heather came back too. Good to see you, Heather. Let me see. Well, hello there. Good to see you. Diamond said, my dad used to say, don't ever lend money that you can't afford to lose. Now, that's the true thing. Now, I don't think I would ever give anybody, well, I don't think I would ever give him, in a sense, I wouldn't give anybody anything that I couldn't stand to lose, but I will give my last too. I will give my last too, but I give my last and don't worry about it, because I know for a fact that God knows my heart, and I'm gonna get it back. So I don't worry about it. If it's my last, like I said, a dollar can always be made again. So I'm not gonna worry about that. I'm not gonna give nobody my last, like if it's a 500, nothing like that. But if they needed $5 or $20 or something like that, and if it was the last I had, then what I'm gonna do with $20? It ain't much I'm gonna be able to do with $20. So I wouldn't have no problem with just saying, I know in my mind it's a way, it's probably me not getting it back, but if I feel like it's a good enough need and I can trust the person to give it back, I'm going to give it to them. Now, if it's a person I couldn't trust to give it back, no. But somebody who has always done right by me, then I can sit down. For whatever $20 is going to do for me, I can sit down if I feel like they really need it. So that's how I think about that too. Hey, Sherry Surratt said to Heather. Chris said, I made the mistake of thinking everyone thought like me. That's the thing. We think that other people think like us, or however we think as an individual, right? Let me see, had my heart, but that's just not the case, right? Everybody has a different heart. Oh my gosh, Mom. Let me see. Hold on one second, y'all. I just be having to make sure my mother is good if she called. Hold on. I don't know why I don't call people, let them know when I go live, y'all. Hold on. All right, okay, sorry, y'all. Okay, let me see. Let me go. Oh, look at the finger snap. Fingers. I love the finger snap, y'all. That is the cute word. It's called finger heart. That is the cutest little thing to me. What's that little fat hand? Look like my hand on there. Okay, hold on. Let me scroll back up. Okay. Um, hold on. I'm scrolling back up where we was. I'm not reminding them. Okay, they borrowed from me. I just cut them off, and that's my, I can go on. Okay. Let me see. Diamond D said, my dad used to say, no. My dad used to say, don't ever loan the money that you can't afford to lose. I get that. I get that. I get that. Chris said, I made the mistake of thinking people, I got that. I got that too. Sorry. Hey, Michi, how you doing, Michi? Michi said, hey, Grandma, and everyone in the chat, I'm getting settled in, but I'm listening. Okay, this is a great topic. I'm currently healing from this exact thing, okay? So I need some tips on how to do so. Y'all know I got notes, but when we get up in this chat, I'm coming, Michi. Keep listening in. What did I miss? Heather, we're talking about healing after being taken for granted. I was going to say taken advantage. Healing after being taken advantage of. That's what we're talking about. Saret said, hey, Saret, yeah, you remember that? WD said, yes, so true. Michi said, I can relate to everyone's comment about this for real. Good, Michi. Heather said, hello, I left someone live and here you are. Oh, you left someone else's live. Here I am. Okay, I got you, Heather. Good. I'm glad you came. Miss Alabama said, Diamond D. I was taught that that a week. However, I was taught that a week. However, I can afford to lose that money, but I wasn't planning on losing that money. I didn't work just to make sure they had what they need and want. Now that's a whole different thing we talk about, but maybe we gotta do a different live about borrowing money, because folks will borrow money from you that they don't need. How they do it, I don't know. How they do it, but I don't know. I guess if they ask me for $5, they want ice cream today, and if I got $5 and they are trustworthy, they'll give me $5 back. Okay, it won't be a big deal. But for me, I can need it, I can want it. 9 times out of 10, I'm not going to ask for it, y'all. I'm just not going to do it. I was just raised that you just don't do it. Like, you do whatever you got to do. Like, I don't know. I don't know if it was a conversation that my parents had with me and I don't remember the conversation, but it's just always been in me that if it wasn't my own mom or something like that, don't you dare go asking anybody for anything. That's just how I was raised. So I don't know if I'm just stuck in that or whatever. You hear that, Heather? Let me see. Chris said, y'all be a super sender today. She said, y'all consider super chat, a super sticker, or a super gift. All that is a great way to support the channel, or Cash App, $ cash IGW. Thank you, Chris, and thanks again for that finger heart, girl. Hey, Lisa. Lisa said, hey, get my chat. Happy Saturday. Happy Saturday to you too, Lisa. Let me see. Michi, thank you for that floating heart. Chris said, hey, Lisa, Bitchy, thank you for the 100. Saret said, right, Chris, they not like us. They not like us. She's singing the song, y'all. Lisa said, hey, Chris. Chris said, thank you for your support, Michi. Let me see. Heather said, just want to say hi to the chat. How everybody doing? She said. Saret and Ain't. Diamond D said, absolutely, Miss Alabama. People are indeed a trip, but you have to take them at face value. When you learn, you got to learn. We don't walk up to people knowing how they are. If you're going to have anything to do with them, you get to know them. You find that out. Now you know. You move on, right? Let me see. Okay, Snaps, Chris said. I said to Chris. Let me see. These 304s ain't loyal, Chris said. She said, just kidding. She said, well, kinda. She ain't really kidding. WD said, we teach people how to treat us by what we allow them to get away with. And that is spot on. You let somebody know that they can do that to you, they are going to do it to you. You put your foot down and you set those boundaries, I promise you're going to be the last person that they do it to. Like, you'll watch them do it to everybody else but you if you put your boundaries down. But if you don't want to put those boundaries up, if you don't want to put them up, then they going to lay you down with coming at you here, there, and draining everything they can drain off of you. That's definitely for sure. They ain't said. Diamond D and Miss Alabama said, amen. Heather said, exactly. Let me see. Please hit the like button, y'all. Saret said, hit that like button, y'all. Let me see. Michi said, okay, laugh out loud. I'm listening. Okay. Hey, Village. How you doing, Village? Miss Alabama said, hey to Heather. Chris said, hi to Village. Saret said, a lot of people need to hear this live. There are some real users out here. Absolutely. But we just gonna get it's Gamma's world together. Long as y'all are in here, I'm so happy for all 18 people to be in here. Y'all listening, y'all learning. Y'all go take what we learn off of each other. Y'all gonna be able to spread that out, and it's gonna get out. It'll get out. Villager said, "How you doing, Chris?" Miss Alabama says, "Serenity, this needs to be shared on every page." On every page. Hey, OG Kick-Ass, when you did you win bingo the other day? Let me know if you won, because I got my OGs mixed up the other day. Okay, let me see. Heather said, "I hear you." Okay, let me see. Chris, hey, Kiss, this ring. She said, this ring too. She said, "Hello, Gamma and everyone." Hey, Kiss. Let me see. I'm scrolling down. Hey, Dawn. She said, "Hey, Gamma and chat." Miss Alabama said, "I just shared this." Miss Alabama. Sarah said, "Thanks for sharing, Miss Alabama." Hey, Caddy. Let me see. Diamond D said, "I'm so glad I connected with you and got to experience you for myself." You know, who I think a couple people told me that, but I remember you saying that earlier today, Diamond D, and I remember Nadira saying that to me. She told me, she came to my channel and she left a long message and said how she had not gotten to know me for herself and had an opinion about me. And I was like, well, it is okay for people to have an opinion based on the information that they have. But I think it takes a bigger person to actually say, okay, I got the influence of whatever I think, but I'm going to go check it out. You might think, oh, yep, I agree with you. She ain't about nothing. But then if you go over there for yourself and you feel differently, it takes a bigger person to say, I'm going to stand on my own mind. And I appreciate y'all for that. Thank you, Diamond D. Let me see. Kisses speaking to everybody. Hey, Kissy Pooh Diamond said. Let's see. Look at OG putting the kisses ring too. That was too cute. Okay, Katie said, "You don't even have to get to know some people. You can see a game runner coming." Yes, I'd be like, "You don't even know me like that." Right? Exactly. They don't have to know you. If they are a person who takes people for granted, they don't have to know you, because it's what they do. They're gonna take the people they know for granted. They're gonna take the strangers for granted. Everybody gonna get taken for granted because that's what they do. So they don't need to know nobody. That's not on the list. It's just to get what they want done. OG Kick said, "No, that wasn't me." Okay, so it was the other OG. Thank you. I know which one it was now. OG Phoenix. Okay, so we talked about if we ever felt like we've been taken for granted, right? So let's talk about when you're taken for granted. What does it mean? It means most of the time, what? Like Sarette said, your kindness was expected. Your kindness wasn't just given to the person anymore. It was expected. Oh, you kind? I know I can do this with you. Whatever it is. I know I can do this. And you at a job? Oh, I know you would pick up the slack because you kind. You do that. Oh, I know I can cheat on you because you kind. You let me do that. I know that I could borrow $50 from you because you gave it to me. Oh, I know. So taking that kindness as an expectation. When you start feeling that, you're probably being taken advantage. You're probably being taken for granted. That's what I want to say, y'all. Woo, I can't get it together. So another way you can find out is if you become an obligation. Like you start thinking, I gotta help you pay your rent. You start thinking, I gotta come in when y'all didn't get enough people to do this job, and you think I'm gonna be the one to come in. All those things, when they start thinking that you are obligated to do things that you just had been doing and you didn't have to, that's when they are taking advantage. That's the way of you knowing, oh yeah, I'm being taken for granted. Taken for granted. Let me see. Okay, Diamond D said, yep, some people can run games faster than Mexican music. Oh my God, laugh out loud. What's that? Sick as a can of oil. Yeah, or slick as a can of oil. Exactly. Kid said, right. Acting entitled. Yes, like you owe them something. Like you owe them something. Heather said it's crazy hearing you say, Saret, because that's what they called me at work. Oh, okay. And is your name, French like mine? Saret, I think she asked it. Yep. Saret said, yep, French. Heather said, I don't let no one take advantage no more. Good. You learned your lesson. Katie said, taking your kindness for weakness. Yes, taking that kindness as a weakness, not kindness like I bumped into a person, they're kind. I want that person in my life because I value that. I want to know if you're kind so that I can know that you're weak. And that kindness is not a weakness, y'all. That's a very good character flaw. But when you have someone that takes things for granted, you are considered weak to them because they have all intentions on breaking you down. That's why you consider weak. Let me see. Hey, Ambi. Let me see. Chris said, hey, Brielle. Diamond said, you have to set boundaries even with your own children. You have to set boundaries with everybody in your life. It ain't nobody in no way that you, it could be your parent, it could be your kids, it could be your job, it could be your partner, it could be your friend in life. You have to, I don't care if it's a neighbor, you have to set boundaries. Thank you, Meech, for the 100s. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Heather said, but we just being kind. Yes, just being kind. Like that don't mean you can do whatever you want to do with me. I'm gonna look, I'm analyzing, know I'm in a situation, and I'm going to set a boundary with you because you don't know how to understand kindness. That's what I'm gonna do. Miss Alabama, thank you so much for the $10. I'm gonna love it, y'all like it. Miss Alabama said, it means that it means that will never come up. They will always be in need. Okay, she said it means that they ain't gonna never come up. She said what it means they ain't never coming up, they're gonna always be in need. Because listen, this is an example. It could be somebody who say, I need $50 more on my rent. You got $50? And you'd be like, yes. Then the next week they'd be like, man, I need like $25 more on my rent. And you'd be like, dang, you give them $25. Then they'd be like, oh, I'm gonna have tomorrow. I'm gonna have $75. Only $75 for my rent. So by the time you keep doing that, like Saret said, it's a pattern. Okay, like Kiss said, entitled. Then they start being entitled to your money. Like, okay, I can spend this on this, and that because I was able to do this. And even though they might give it back to you, they have learned to take your kindness for weakness. And now every month their rent is no longer $1,500. It's about $1,400 because you go pay it to them. That's an example of how they go, y'all. Another way means of trying to feel like you're being taken for granted is if you're the only one showing up. Somebody said that earlier. Dang, who said that earlier? Somebody said it. You're always the only one showing up. Like when they need something, you are there. They ain't gotta ask you. You see what's needed, you're there. And they take that, and you might be in a situation that you might be the kind of person you're not forward like them that'll just sit up there and ask for anything, but they could clearly see that you're in a situation. But listen, they ain't got nothing for you. It's like they watch you like, what you gonna do? That's when you know you're being taken for granted. That's another thing. People notice what you don't do instead of the things you do. Because the second you keep loaning that money for that rent I just told y'all about, don't loan it to them that fifth time. I promise you it's going to be like you ain't never, ever. They probably going to cut you off. They going to let you know. You're going to hear about it in the street. Whatever the case is, don't keep doing it. After you didn't set that boundary and you kept doing it, watch what they got for you. The average, most of the time, watch what they going to have for you. When you thinking you just being kind and all of that, and you didn't learn your lesson, you didn't set your boundaries to protect your peace, I promise you they going to have something for you. They got something for you. Let me see. Sarah say, hey, Brielle. Let me see. Oh, it was retracted. Okay. Diabetes said, absolutely, Brielle. Some motherfucker. Wait. Oh, sorry. I'm looking read it. Wait a minute. Did Brielle say something? Brielle, did I miss yours? Oh, wait. She said, woo, Diamond. Yes, I had to learn that. Okay. I missed that. Okay. Let me see. Okay. Diabetes said, absolutely, Brielle. Some mofos are habitual, line crossers. Laugh out loud. Get back. She was like, you every day with this. You every week with this. Get on back. I know that's right. Thanks for supporting me. She said. Heather said, happy super chat. Yes, absolutely. So happy about it. Thanks so much for being a super sender, y'all. I appreciate those gifts and those super chats. Man, at 31 likes. Oh, I love lives like this. Okay. And it's funny because I prayed over this live. That's something. Okay, Katie said, yep, you gotta step out and show some people. You do. And Brielle said, so true, Diamond. Diamond D said, when they show you who they are, Lord, when people show you who they are, I don't know if you think you Superman, Batman, Spider-Man. I don't know who you think you are. But when people show, I don't know if you think you got some spidey eyes, what you think you got. But when people show you, not other people, when they show you who they are, you better get your behind somewhere and believe them. Because if you want them to show you who you are in truth, but then you want to start making up a lie in your head to make yourself believe them. Let that soak in, okay? Because they telling you the truth. They not lying on themselves. They showing you. You lying to yourself because you want to believe something. That's what the problem is, you. That's why I always say, if you worry about yourself, you ain't really got to worry about other people. You really don't. Let me see. Hey, Chris Boo. Abrielle said, Heather said exactly. Abrielle said, yes, I always say they only remember and know and not all the yeah. Wait. They only remember the no's. Yeah. They remember those no's, but they don't remember all the yeses. You could be yesing all year. They don't matter. Did you give me one no? They ain't got nothing for you. They ain't got nothing for you. Heather said they'll cut you off. Yes, for sure. And just say toodles. Yeah. And they done with you. Like, oh, I was just seeing how far I could go with you. You ain't doing it no more. Okay. That's they worried. You worried because you had all that kindness invested, that time invested, maybe your finances invested, and you got the problem. They good. They good because they showed you. You didn't believe them. Heather said, "Thank you, Heather. Believe them. Yes, believe them." WD said because they always show us. Let's be honest. Yes, we just avoid the war, avoid, run around, hang up the phone off, turn our back to, close our eyes to. Us, it be us. Miss Alabama said, when people ask for help now for a bill or something, now I say, what's your plans the next month, right? And the next month, right? Because if I do this, are you saying that, can you, because a lot of people will say, if you go give me the money, don't, well, I'm not necessarily probably going to ask them. Miss Alabama says she's going to ask them. But the thing about it, I don't want to ask because I just don't care long as you give my money back. But what Miss Alabama is saying, that don't go around asking folks for money and you feel like none of your business what I'm doing with it. Because if they want their money to become your business, they can because they didn't ask you for your money. So I don't particularly care, but I don't think Miss Alabama is wrong if she want to know like what's going on because it is her money. She should have an interest in how she's going to get her money back and an interest in you having a plan so you don't have to keep coming to get her money. That's what she said. I think that's what, tell me if that's what you said, Miss Alabama. And if they don't know, I can't loan. You don't have a plan to pay me back or the bill. She said, you ain't planning on paying me or the bills later on, right? Katie said, please don't say it's for a bill. I'm like, bring it by. I'll take care of it. Run me that bill. Give me that account number. I'll pay it. That's what Katie said. Beachy said, I told this person I was done. I can't keep helping financially because I have needs and wants. Yeah, and I can't keep putting it off. And immediately was told, oh, you trying to bring me down more. I believe it though. I believe it because people think that if somebody is able to do something, that could be the money that you have to do something that you want, right? But they will want to borrow the money so they can do with something they want. Okay, so you give it to them, you hold off on your wants. If you hold off on your wants, then they'll do it again and they don't realize you keep asking for this. I'm never going to be able to do the stuff that I want because I'm constantly giving it to you for whatever reason. They're never going to take that stance and look at it from that point of view because a person who's going to take you for granted is not worried about all the extra stuff we're talking about. That's not their worry. They're looking like, are you going to do it or not? All this conversation, all that, are you doing it? That's all they care about. Michi said, and they blocked you too, girl. You know you was being taken for granted. Yep, exactly. Heather said, right. Michi said, I told my therapist about it. She told me not to let no one run a guilt trip. Yes, because what did I say? They're going to make you feel like you the problem. No, you not. The only problem you had is that you didn't put your boundary up, and then you wouldn't have to go through that. But going through that did what? Teach you a lesson. People that, who's that? Michi saying that? I bet you, Michi, did you learn the lesson? I'm telling y'all, everything in life is a lesson. Okay? Hey, yo. Yo said, get my chat. Hey, yo. Thanks for coming in. Chris said, hey, yo. Everybody else said, hey, yo. And Diamond D. And Miss Alabama. And Miss Alabama said, right, okay. Yo said, hey, Miss Alabama. And Brielle said, Chris, I said, hey, sis, but I can't see if my comment came through. Oh, okay. She said, hey, Ariel, girl. Katie said, yes, folk are good for trying to make you feel guilty. Yes, for not helping them. Like, girl, if you get somewhere, sit down. Heather said, sure is. Chris said, sure is. Lessons on lessons on lessons. And them lessons are priceless. I be thinking the lessons are priceless. People are thinking, when you think about, dang, I did this for this person, that person, I spent all this time, or I spent all this money. Listen, God will, you're going to get some more time. God will, you're going to get some more money, but you bet to be happy that you learned the lesson. Do you want that to keep on smacking you up against your head again? No, you don't, right? So don't worry about what was and be happy that you got your lesson. They're going to bless it right there. I'm telling y'all, it's a blessing in all of the lessons. I really believe that. Okay, so how do we know that something was wrong? How we know that this person was taking us for granted? That you was being taken for granted. Maybe you were always initiating, like I said, like something happened, you see them going through something, you'd be like, I can help you, I can do this or that. You are always the person initiating. You're always the person checking in on them. They ain't really thinking about nothing. You ain't realize that you didn't hear from them all week long, but boom, they need this. You ain't heard from them all month long, but boom, they need a ride. You ain't heard from them all week long, boom, they trying to buy this house, they need your money for a closing. You ain't, look at that little thing. Who is that? Who is? I gotta scroll down to see that, y'all. I gotta scroll down. Thank you, Miss Alabama, for that cool cat. I love that cool cat. Thank y'all. Y'all hit that purple box and make sure y'all like Miss Alabama's cool cat. So that checking in, when you just hear it from them, when they need something, you might start trying to evaluate that. Pay attention. Like Soraya said, she sit back and she watch. Y'all sit back, y'all watch this pattern, right? Always helping. If you're the person that's always helping, I'm just trying to find my way back in the chat, y'all. It's good for trying to make you feel guilty. Okay. You're always the person that's helping out with something. They ain't helping you with jack. They just sitting back letting you help. That might be an indication that you might be taken for granted. Always forgiving. Something's always happening. You forgive this, okay? This happened. You forgive that. Now this happened. You forget. Listen, you got to spend most of the time with the person forgiving, then you probably being taken advantage of. Because if they value, they're not going to keep putting you in the same position. They have to keep on worried about no forgiveness. Ain't nobody 2, 3 years old. You know how to act like you got some sense. Stop acting a fool with people and treat people like you want to be treated, and you ain't got to worry about that, okay? All that forgiving. Who does that as an adult? Just keep forgiving. For what adult actions do I got to keep forgiving you for? That's ridiculous, okay? Always making sacrifices. You the one making sacrifices. You making a sacrifice to make sure this is done for the person because you feel whatever way. You made, look at that clutch. Thank you. Is that Ray? I think that was Ray. Thank you, Ray. You making those sacrifices. They ain't making nothing. They just sitting back like a fat rat. Yep, I know you're going to take care of it. I know you're going to pick up my kids. I know you're going to do whatever it is. Listen, you being taken for granted. And if you start to feel invisible and you feel like, hey, you feel unappreciated, you're going to get an intuition. You feel like something ain't right. Thank you, Ray, for that flower. And you feel like this person don't appreciate the stuff I'm doing. Like I'm trying to be a kind person, but they driving a hole in the ground with it. That's going to be an indication that you're being taken for granted. Now we're going to talk about why we stay. But let me get in the comments first. Chris said, absolutely not. Diamond D said, people will stop speaking to you. Yeah, to avoid paying you back. Yes, you'll hear from them. They might call you every day. Or they might know they need your money on Friday, so they'll call you on Monday. Then Wednesday, then Friday, boom. You think you got whatever? Thank you, Ray. They prepare for that. Then after that, you'll hear from them no more. Exactly. Beachy said, let me say, okay, blessings with the lessons. Yes, Heather. Exactly. Beachy said, yes, I did, but I'm struggling to move on because I was with this person almost 3 years. That time is making you, listen, that time is going to make you invest your time in somebody. You be looking like, wait, I can't turn my back on my time. You better turn your back on that time. What's worse than 3 years, 4 years? What's worse than 4 years, 5 years? You better turn that back. If it means protecting your peace. Thanks again for Miss Alabama for that cool cat. Yo said, hey, this is red. Gabrielle said, that's true. I see it both ways too. Okay. Bitchy said, so I know it's going to take time. Yes, it might take time, but stay on top of it. Set your boundary. Pray on it. And do what's right for you to protect your peace. Do that. Make that the focus. They ain't worried about your peace. They doing what they doing. You got to worry about your peace. Oh, that's cute. Isn't that cute? So cute. I love that cool cat. Miss Alabama said, amen, Gamma. And Brielle said, she said, I can't load it. Wait. She said, I can't load it if you don't know. Right, Miss Alabama. Yeah. She said, I know that's right. Right. You don't know? I don't know. So what am I doing loading it to you? I know that's right, Miss Alabama. Chris said, I definitely watch and listen. Yes, watch and listen. It's going to tell you everything you know. I sure do. So I said, I sure do sit back and watch. Diamond D said, my cousin got evicted. I couldn't let her stay with me. She told her kids I'm the reason why they sleeping in the car. See? It's gonna turn on you anyways. They Miss Alabama, they translated whatever you said to hemorrhoids. You know I know you didn't say that, but they translate. You know they translate comments sometimes now. Beachy said, I'm so glad we are having this conversation because this just happened a few days ago. Okay, Beachy, I hope you get what you need from it. Katie said they only call when they need something. I had a friend like that, and I said, You said had. What did it say? It said you said had. Yo, thanks again for that clutch. And Brielle said, Diamond, the nerve of her. Yes. Katie, exactly, Sorette said. Let me see. Scooby said, hi there, I have a question for you. What was the most beautiful moment of your life? Will you remember it until the end? Will you still be grateful for that? Yes, the most beautiful moment in my life is the birth of my children. I will remember that like it was 5 minutes ago. And till the day I die, I'm going to take that to my grave. Absolutely, Scooby. Yo, thanks again for that flower. Diamond D said, yes, Abrielle. She blocked me and everything. Man. Is Ray in here? I thought I saw Ray. Maybe I didn't say Ray. See Ray. Maybe it was Yo-Yo. That was Yo-Yo sending those up. Thank you, Yo-Yo, for that flower. And thanks for that thumbs up. I thought I saw Ray name. Maybe I saw, you know what? I saw the tail from her Y's and thought that was Ray because I saved 2 of them. I'm sorry, Yo-Yo. Thank you so much for those gifts. Okay, thank you, Chris. Thank you for pointing that out. And thanks for the high five. Man. Y'all put one in the chat if y'all can hear me. Yeah, I'm right. Okay, y'all put it in one in the chat for me if y'all can hear me. Okay, good. My daughter called. Okay. Yo, again, thanks for the high five. And Brielle says, see, Diamond, I can't deal with folks like that because how you mad about what I worked hard for? Yes, they get mad about your money. You make your money available. Don't make the money available to them too many times. You think you gonna go to work and you gonna spend your money? Who you think you are? So I said, thank you for sending the gifts, yo. Let me see. Celeste said, please hit the like button, y'all. Chris said, thank you so much for your support, yo. Yes. Diamond D said, yep, I have my mom here. My kids, I couldn't do it. Abrielle, and she got so mad. Just so inconsiderate of your situation in the first place. Man. Katie said, I think that's, Yo. Yes, it was. I saw that. Why? I'm sorry, Yo. BG said, I will. And Brielle said, super chats and gifts are a great surprise to the host. Yes, please feel free to show your support to the channel. We appreciate you for being here with us. Absolutely. You know we do. Hey, Feast. Feast said, get my boo. What's the topic? The topic is healing after being taken for granted. That's the topic. Heather said, I am a Virgo. I always sit back and supervise my surroundings. Yes, we got to do it. Everybody got to do it. Regardless of your sign, we all got to do it. Scooby said, great. I'm happy for you. Whatever life pulls you down, don't forget to remember those moments that's within you. Have a great day, man. Scooby, did you subscribe to the channel? Because if you coming in like that, we want you to come back. Let me know if you didn't already leave. Thank you so much for that, Scooby. Diamond D said, I see the old Diamond would have put sugar in her tank. Oh my God, love my ass off. But I'm delivered. That's right. You ain't got to do that. You just what? Create your boundary for your peace. And if that means distance, then you good. Hey, T1000. T1000, so good to see you in the chat. Let me see. Okay, y'all put ones in there for me. Heather said, I can hear you. Okay, good. T1000, where you been? Somebody said. Chris said, when people feel entitled to your money, yeah. If you felt like you had to give it to them, they'd be like, oh, I feel like you should give it to me. Just that easy for them. Michi said, Diamond, I'm so glad you been delivered. Yes. Diamond D said, laugh at Abrielle, I don't, she said, I want to backslide. Right. Let me see. T1000 said hi to Sared. She said, she's been with her family. Okay, T1000. And Brielle said hi to T1000. Soraya said, okay, good to see you, T1000. Yes. Heather said, I'll be back in a while. I got to clean before my bed. Yo, okay. I don't want to get off here. Okay, but just make sure you catch your replay. And Brielle said, yes, I love Scooby's encouraging messages. Yeah, it just came out of nowhere with that. Hit the like button, y'all, Saret said. T1000 said, y'all as well, Saret. Been missing y'all. Yes, we've been missing you, T1000. Miss Alabama said, 4 of us women went to lunch last week. We ordered, then after the waiter left, I said, I got the check. 2 of the ladies called the waiter back and ordered. 2 of the ladies called the waiter back and ordered more and a to-go. I will never go out with them again. If somebody would have blatantly did that to me, Miss Alabama, that's so blatant. Like that would have been too much. Now, it'd be one thing if you told them in the beginning you was gonna pay for it and they ordered a little bit much. But if they order and call somebody back, when that bill came, I would have been like the order that they added. I got everything but that. I would have been able to let that slide. That's being disrespectful at that point. See, ain't no way. Hey, Haywood. How you doing, Haywood? Let me see. Oh, heck no. Miss like, no. Chris said, hey, Haywood. Diamond said, Beachy, it took 40 days and 40 nights to get here. I know that's right. Diamond said, listen, she working on herself. Miss Alabama said, I'm cool from a distance with them now. Girl. Hey, Chakal. Girl. That would have been, I would have had to address that right there. I would just wouldn't have been able to let it do. It couldn't have, I would have been like, why you do that? That's crazy. Well, you know, you gonna pay for, I would have had to joke it out, whatever it would have been, but it wouldn't have been that. Okay, bye everyone. I'll be back, fam. Okay, Heather. Chris said, hey, Chakal. Fee said, some play victim to this also. And there are really the scammers. For real, you must be careful and know your worth. Yes, absolutely, because it's within your worth. That's what it is. If you know your worth, you know your value, you cannot be taken like this. Only time that happens is when you don't know your worth and what your value is. Once you know that, it's too hard for anybody to get. If they do, it ain't going to be long. It ain't going to be for long because you're going to be able to see that, spot it out. And if it was too long the first time, when you go through that lesson, you learn it, and the next time you should be good. You should be good. A lot of times when we learn hard lessons, I always say it's a small price to pay for what it could have been. So whatever it is, it's still a small price to pay for what it could have been, right? Dang, my battery. Oh, I got it right here. I thought I was about to call the kids. Okay. Michi said, most definitely agree with setting boundaries and loving someone from a distance. Yes, even with my own family, anybody. Yes. Feast, that's true, Chris said. T1000, speaking of Chakal Feast, Diamond D said, dang, Miss Alabama. See, I would have backslid. Exactly, Diamond D. That's going too far. I don't know if I could do that. That wouldn't have been a next time thing. That would have been a right now. We're going to set this boundary right now at the table. Katie said, I would have told them, no, all right. I would have been like, as soon as they said that, I would have been like, oh, okay, maybe you can put that on a separate check. I would have said it just like that. Kiss said, hey, everyone coming in. Now they know better. Right. No, she said she's put a distance. So I promise you, in their mind, they're looking like, oh, next time, let me call her to see if I could go to lunch with her again. They're going to keep that in their mind because if you a person that takes people for granted, you're going to keep on with that. It's up to the person who's being taken for granted to get up out of the situation and know their worth and their value. They're going to stay on it because that's what they live. Fee said, Chris, people are real clowns out here, and I'll play on nobody's heartstrings. Yes, exactly. Everybody speaking. Okay, Katie said, hey, okay, so we're going to talk about the reasons why we stay. We said earlier. Why? Because we love them. You thinking because you love the person? You thinking, okay, let me do this because I love the person, right? These are the things that's going to get you to just like drop your guards, put your boundaries down or not set boundaries. You don't want to lose them. If it's some type of relationship, you don't want to lose a relationship. If it's a job that's overworking you, you don't want to lose your job. This is going to be another reason why you're not setting no boundary. You hoping that they'll change. So Miss Alabama is saying if somebody said that they need something, she's asking, what the plan is, what your plan is for, what is your plan for next month? That's a part of hoping they'll change. So she's saying, yeah, I'll give it to you, but let's talk about the change in your behaviors that will have you in a situation where I don't have to be the one to, set you up in the situation no more. That's what she's saying. Some people are just simply afraid of being alone. If you have developed a friendship or you have this job, you don't want to be without a job, you got this man, you don't want to be alone, all these different reasons that you may not put up a boundary might be a reason why you're going to be taken for granted because you just don't want to be alone. Some people, it don't have nothing to do with time or finances. They just say they're just going to deal with the person. It's hard for them to put up boundaries because they just simply don't want to be alone. That happens with people, okay? You could be a person that just used to being a giver. It's going to happen to you because if you just used to being a giver, it's hard for you not to give. And it's always going to be takers in the world. And they're looking for you. They're hunting you down. They are always going to look for you. You're probably always going to give and they're always going to take. And so they're looking for you. You are the person that they're looking for. Just like you may look for people to give to, they look for people to take from. So therefore, we just got different people in the world. Okay? We think that being needed means value. A lot of people think that when people need them for something, they find their value in that. They feel valuable, like, okay, they need me to pay this, or they need me to do this, or the job need me to take on this responsibility that they really should hire somebody else for, and they reaping the benefits of not having to spend that money out for the benefits or the hourly wage or the salary. I can do that because if I'm needed, I'm valued. But that's not always the case. People who are going to take advantage of you don't really care about you. People who care about you, the last thing they want to do is take advantage of you. And they do everything to accommodate you so that you don't feel like you're being taken advantage of. It ain't going to happen. So if you hoping and wishing like for all these things that the reason why we stay, I promise you, you're going to learn in the end. You just probably, if you think it's because you love them, because you don't want to lose them, because you're hoping that they'll change, because you don't want to be alone, because you're a giver, because you think you need to be valued, they're going to show you something. It's not because of all of that. You're going to have to come to Jesus moment and know that to protect your peace, you're going to have to put up boundaries. And it don't have to be bitter. You don't have to be bitter. It's just saying this is how far I'm going to go. And if they take that boundary as your bitterness, they don't care nothing about you no ways. Let me see. Dang, y'all be letting me run my mouth too long. Let me see. Okay. Michi said that Diamond. Okay, for real. I feel you on that. About 40 days. Okay, I got that. She said, yeah, about 40 days and 40 nights. And Brielle said, no. I'm saying that they know better than to do that to her. Oh, but I don't know if they know better to do it because you talking about Miss Alabama with the food. Miss Alabama said, I bet you Miss Alabama paid that. Let me see what she's saying. Like, why take her kindness for granted? People will, listen, people will go out to lunch with you. You can have a group of friends and one person will be like, I got it. The next person be like, I got it this time. The next time one be like, I got it. You can have somebody else that will never have nothing to say. You go sit back and be looking like making a phone call. They gonna stay out of it every time. Or you know what they'll do? Look at the bill and see how much theirs was and put that on the table. You know if you're dealing with people like that. It's up to you. Like it's up to Miss Alabama. She made the decision to say, okay, I got you. And what's she doing? Putting up a boundary, and she gonna put a distance between it to protect her peace because she felt some kind of way when it happened. That's all we really can do. Okay, Miss Alabama said, I used to say I love to her and want everyone to eat, sleep, and play good, but I don't love to guard. Okay, I don't love to guard. People don't love enough. Yeah, people don't love enough to like, man, you have to find people that's gonna kind of gonna match your energy. How do we find out? We just weed through people. We see who people are. We're gonna see people who being good. We're gonna see people who mean bad. So therefore, that's all we can do is learn from our lessons so that we are able to distinguish who might be a better person or just to not be dealing with nobody, period, whatever it is, but we'll learn from that lesson. But yes, let me say, Brielle said, yes, some people I love being alone. Brielle said, listen, I just love being alone. I ain't got to be worried about looking to see what nobody is, if they're good or bad. I'm going to be alone and I know I'm good. I know that's right, Brielle. But Alabama said, Chris, y'all, I have learned. She said she learned. Look at T1000. She said, here I is. I'm back a member. Thank you, T1000. Dang, T1000 been a member forever. I hope they giving you the rest of your time. It don't look like that they are, because they usually will put it in there. I don't know. I hope they give you your time, T1000. But we know you've been a member forever, so. And Brielle says, so true. Leeches. Yes. Welcome back, T1000. Mitch said, right. Sweat said, yes, Grandma. You are older, girl. Yes. Chris said, me too. I've learned users no longer have access to me. Yes. She said, fuck you. All you have to do is worry about you. You don't have to worry about you cut off your access. Why you care anything about what they got going on? If they use the next person, that's the next lesson for the next person. You already learned your lesson. You don't got to worry. Fee said, Gemma, I've always had a good heart, but people will harden your heart from taking kindness for weakness. And that's the thing. That's what happens. But You don't. I just said this on Feed Live last night. You don't have to let it hurt your hurt. You just have to be more aware, acknowledge the lesson that you learned, and make sure you are analyzing the situation before you make decisions next time. But you don't have to harden your heart. That's what people. That's what the devil uses the takers to hope and pray that people harden their heart because that's what he wants. You don't have to do that. All you have to do is be a better, analyze the situation better, and then you don't have to worry about that. Did I show Diabetes message? They held it. I'm trying to show it. Oh, y'all got it. Okay. Facts. Boundaries. Yes, fees. Yo-Yo said, wait, hey, skip. Okay, for weakness. Yo-Yo said, I'm a loner, but I love being a blessing, but don't cross me. Exactly. Don't cross me. You just stay on guard for that. And when it's done, all you can do is say, like I said, it's going to be a small price to pay to learn the truth about somebody. Whatever it is, if you spent so much time poured into them about something, when you learn that they are the type of person that would just there to drain you from all, from all your time, when you learn that, it's still going to be a small price to pay to learn that and be able to move on from it. Vex boundaries, Fee said. Chris said, people don't like these boundaries. No, they don't like the boundaries. Thank you, Hakeem. Thank you so much for coming and giving a clock into the channel. Thank you. Chris said, hi, Hakeem. Yo-Yo said, I'm a Virgo as well, but I love my space. Okay. Fee said, I promise if you can take care of a man or woman secretly, but they need everything, they're liars and scammers and users. Exact. That's another lie. Fee's trying to open up another lie. My piece is non-negotiable. Diamond said she put her piece front and forward. I know that's right. And Brielle said, mine too, Diamond. When you start getting on my nerves, you got to go. She said you got to go. Yo-Yo said love isn't the same nowadays. It's not. People that used to be like that. This world is getting more and more wicked. So you got to be more and more on guard of what to expect. I expect everything. And if I don't see everything, I can say, whew. But I'm expect everything first. Where at first you have to go out there and then it'll shock you and you go from there. Nope, I expect everything. And then if it happened, I'm like, okay, I expected that. He said, Chris, that power. Miss Alabama said, I did pay the bill. I was more shocked than anything. I really thought those ladies had more class than that. Well, I guess, ultimately, like I said, Miss Alabama, it's probably going to be a small price to pay. Because somebody like you probably would have said it again and again and again. And that's all they would have wanted. So that's good that they did that. When people show me something, I be thinking like, man, you was a blessing. You think you did this or that to me? You really was a blessing because now I know how you are and I can remove myself and that's good. So that's a good thing, Miss Alabama. That bill, those 2 meals that they ordered was probably a small price to pay for, or was it 3 people? Whatever. It's a small price to pay for if you would have kept on dealing with them. Now you know what the intention was. And that's more important. That's priceless. Diamond D said, right, Brielle, my patience is thin at some of these mofos and just... Diamond D said, Miss Alabama, next time call me. Right. I'm going to get them straight for you. Exactly. Hakeem said, period, ladies. Yes. Hakeem, you got to make sure you come on Monday. We have the men's. You come every day of the week. We have men coming on during the week. But I'm going to say I'll always stop and especially invite y'all to make sure y'all come back on the Monday nights when we have the men's room. But thanks so much for coming in. I don't know. Where's Ray? Where's Darius? Where's the associate minister? Where's Steve? Where's Terrence? Where's all our men tonight? Where's Mark? Where's Stash? Where's God? I don't know where they at. I keep saying he holding it down for y'all. And Brielle said, Diamond, I'll be quiet about the edges, boo, because my there, Brielle. Let me see if he said, facts, you should ask God for any guidance. Yes. Miss Alabama said, y'all forgive my typos. I'm the typo queen. I'm trying to watch 2 things on TV and fix this crab boil. Okay. WD said, Brielle, no, you got edges. They have shadow. Lord. Brielle said, Diamond, oh, okay. Yo-Yo said, this is a great life. Thank you, Yo-Yo. Thank you. Okay, so I said remove yourself sooner than later. These people / users don't usually change. Absolutely. Fee said, hurt dogs always holler, so keep a lookout for your real hurt trolls. Life lessons learned. Yes. Michi said, can people use you in a spiritual way as well? They're going to use you in every way they can. It ain't no way they ain't going to use you in because of where you are. spiritual in life, yes. That's what they really gonna try to get you. That's the attack season here. Crab Boy sounds good, everyone says. I keep saying seems like I'm one of the young people here and I'm learning about and you learning about make sure Hakeem, listen in, we're gonna teach you something. We're gonna teach you something. 2000 said Surrender 100. Diamond D said, y'all are too funny. I love it. Yes, everyone said I feel like they can okay. People can be manipulative and draining. Yes, they can if you let them. If you let them. Do y'all feel like y'all ever stayed somewhere longer than you should have because you were hoping that they would finally appreciate you? Like if you thinking like, okay, they didn't realize how much of a situation that could have been in. Is there anybody that will continue on allowing somebody to be a certain way with them just because you've probably waiting for them to appreciate you. So you're trying to wait on that. You might be in a marriage or a partnership and you're looking like, okay, they got to appreciate the fact that this dinner is on the table. They got to appreciate the fact that I made sure the house was good this kind of way. Whatever it is, or it might be somebody said they got to appreciate the fact that I pay all the bills in the house. Whatever it might be. Have y'all ever been in that situation? Let me see. Diamond D said, you have to meet people where they are at nowadays. Yes, you go low. I'm going to where the submarine was very right. Diamond D said she ain't playing with them. No problem. I would. Yeah, good. I hope you come back. But I'm live every day. You come back live. You come back on the lives every day. But you've been over here. You've been coming, so keep coming back. Let me say, Abrielle said, heck yes, in the past. Okay. Abrielle said, yes, she did that before. She was going on with a person and hoping that they would finally just appreciate her for who she was. She's found value in herself. She was hoping that they would find value. In the past, she's done that. Michi said, yep, I did. Chris said, yep, I did. Xavier said, hi, Xavier. Thanks for coming in. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Diamond D said, yes, I have, but I will never, ever again, because what did you do? Learn the lesson. What was the lesson? A blessing. That's what it was. Miss Alabama said, Abrielle, girl, the crab is about to be so good. I know they are. Man, hey, Xavier, Chris said. Yo-Yo said, nope, I will remove myself quickly. Okay. Fee said, Gamma, I'm in all the areas and we are loyal people. But, baby, we don't take, she said, we don't take ish and cutting off. Wait, and cutting one off is always our move for good. Yes. Abrielle said, Alabama, I was so bad. I went to eat Seafood Friday, but my baby's allergic. Oh, okay, so I didn't eat it. Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, so when does giving become overgiving? That's what we're about to talk about. When does giving become overgiving? This is the question. Am I giving because I genuinely want to? Like, genuinely want to. Don't feel no obligation, or because I'm afraid of what might happen if I stop. I'm afraid if I don't give this time to the job, I'm gonna get fired. I'm afraid if I don't give my permission for certain things, I won't stay in this marriage or this relationship. If I don't give this person the money for their rent, they're probably gonna be acting a fool with me. All that kind of stuff. Ask yourself, and I feel it that way, it might be a consequence to that. If you start feeling like you're giving for that reason, not just giving because your heart feels happy when you do, and you have to like overthink it in your mind that it might be a consequence if I don't do this, then you overgiving. That's gonna be your indication right there. If you thinking like, well, I am a giver, but how do I know if it's overgiving? Like, what's the thing? What's the indication? What's gonna happen for me to know that? Whatever you start feeling, that it's going to be a consequence. If you don't, you're overgiving, because you shouldn't feel like that. That's why people say a cheerful giver. They are cheerful. They don't feel no obligation. They feel happy about giving, and they drop it and they done. They stick and move, give it and be gone and feel good. But if you thinking that you have to feel some kind of obligation or something is going to happen because of it, it's going to cause some drama if you don't do it, that's when you're overgiving, okay? Being generous should not require you to abandon the feelings that you have about giving. And if it's bad feelings, you shouldn't be doing it. Okay, let me see. Okay. Hakeem said, I would never ever pay all the bills for a man. Okay, Hakeem. Hakeem said, I would never pay all the bills for a man. Okay. I will never pay all the bills. Oh, again, you said, okay. Diamond D said, Miss Alabama, please stop making making our mouth water, right? She doing that on purpose. She doing it on purpose. And Brielle said, I feel like when we're feeling undervalued. Yes, when you feel it undervalued. And you know that. Your intuition is going to let you know that. It ain't nothing that's hidden. Miss Alabama said, I think we've all in some way hoped they would change. Yes, but when you've had enough, you move on. I look at it like their loss is definitely their loss. And the thing about it, we don't want to rule out people can change. I do think people can change. Like people can go through something. It might be a phase in their life or something like that. But again, like Sorette said, if you see a pattern, it's going to be more than likely that they're not going to change. And if they are going to change, I'm not staying around for the season. That's going to be good for you and yours when you get it together. But I'm not going to let you make me feel devalued or like I'm being taken for granted in the meanwhile. Okay, so maybe they'll make a big change next week. Maybe they'll make the big change in 5 years. I don't know when it's going to happen, but it don't mean I got to stick around for that. Is if I'm being taken for granted in the meanwhile. Let me see. If he said, when you're the first, second, and last they call, I've had past problems with fake people. Not my marriage. Yes. Were you the first, second, and last they call? They probably burned all the bridges. That's usually what that is. First, second, and last, you the only one. You the only one that they can take advantage of. They don't, or that they can take for granted. You have set the stage that you the one, me, take me for granted, take me for granted, and they coming for you because you showed that. That's the only reason why that happens. BG, thanks again for the 100. Everybody else said, right. Miss Alabama said, as I elevate, I am elevated. Yes, I am understanding that you can't be friends with people that's not trying to elevate with you. Okay, Miss Alabama says she is putting boundaries up for herself and putting boundaries up for the people that she even surround herself with. That's what she's saying, y'all. And Brielle said, memberships are available, y'all. If y'all are not a member to this channel, y'all know I'm trying to grow my community. Always for the memberships. And Brielle said memberships are available for purchase. If you are enjoying this content of this channel, you find value in the content that I bring on this channel, you can show your appreciation through a membership. Okay? I got the silver for $4.99. I have the gold for $6.99, and I have the inner circle, Gemma's inner circle for $19.99. You could call me and we could talk about it. You want to start a YouTube channel? You want to get my perspective on something in life? You'll become that member. That's what that's for. Miss Alabama said, y'all, I'm sorry, no problem. You guys say crap. Let me see. Hakeem said, giving becomes over giving if the giver is only coming from me. Right, exactly. If you notice, you look at the pattern, like a giver is not going to notice that right away because they don't give out of tit for tat. They give out of giving. But then when they notice, like over time, you notice it, take heed to it. Take heed. Thanks, Gemma Fee said. And Brielle said, please hit the like button, y'all. Everyone. No, she said, please hit the like button, everyone, and we appreciate you being here with us with It's Gamma's World. Absolutely. Fee said, scammers always lurk from one person to use to the next. Yep, facts. Not me, though. She said, not me. Exactly. Okay, so let's talk about the painful realization of it all, right? They didn't value you the way you valued them. So you just got to, like, buckle it down and no. Stop making excuses for maybe this, maybe that. No, the thing is, you value them in a certain way that makes you have this kindness for them in whatever way it is. And when they don't reciprocate that, that just simply means that they don't value you the same way. They don't value you the same way. So that's all it is. Point blank. That's all. I don't care what kind of relationship it is. That's how it happens. You are going to feel when somebody else is giving you what you're giving them. And when you're putting the same effort in whatever it is, you are going to feel that, appreciate it, and you'll know it off top, okay? So you can love somebody deeply and still not be valued by them. You can still love these people. It don't mean you got to hate them. Like I said before, you don't have to be bitter about this. It just means that you can set those boundaries and set the distance, and you can still love them as much as you want to love them. You don't have to give them all of you in order to love you. In order for you to love them. That's not a requirement. Their inability to appreciate you does not mean that you weren't valuable. They try to turn it on you and make it seem like you ain't good for nothing because you ain't do whatever. No, they ain't good for nothing because they thought they was gonna get some more out of you. Don't let them trick you and try to make you think that make you underappreciate your own self because they underappreciated you. Okay. And sometimes we got to accept that someone simply cannot give us what we gave them. Like sometimes we be expecting too much out of people. You expect that they have this kind of heart and mind and soul. And if they don't have that, they can't give it to you. So therefore, if you know this, that's your opportunity to see this, acknowledge it, and be able to move on because they're not capable. Okay, people cannot just be capable of things, and we have to respect that too. We have to respect that everybody is not going to be where you are or can be in your circle because it's not in alignment. So we have to accept that too. Miss Alabama said, Gamma, I love how you interpret what we're saying. You be on point. Okay, that's what we sounded like y'all saying to me. Feast said, I'm not bitter. I just love them from a distance. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, love them from a distance. That's all we got to do. So we have to know that we have to stop auditioning for a place in their life. Because when you do that kind of thing, all you're doing is auditioning. You keep auditioning to try to fit in a place where they will give you a position in their lives that you can feel respected, right? So stop over-explaining. If it's something you can't do, you don't have to over-explain. You don't have to do all of that. You don't have to constantly be proven that you're able to do this. You're able to make it in when can't nobody else make it in. You can loan the money. You can be the one to go pick up whatever they need. You don't have to constantly keep proving yourself. You don't have to do that. You can stop trying to convince somebody that they need to appreciate you. Like Miss Alabama said, it's their loss. You're not losing nothing. You're gonna have more of whatever it is, more time, more of a kind heart to give to somebody else, more money, whatever it is in the situation. You're going to have more of it. It's going to be their loss. You're not missing nothing. So you have to stop chasing, trying to be acknowledged by people that don't even deserve to be acknowledged. Okay. Let me see. Abrielle said I had to start telling myself that I need to stop expecting me from people because everyone doesn't have my heart. Yes, they help me so much now. Right, exactly. We got to let folks be who they are. People have a right to be who they are. I always say that. It might not be who we think they might be, but they do have a right to be who they are. But I don't think, God did never say everybody was going to come in alignment, everybody was going to be, no, he said it was going to be trials, tribulation, letting us know it was going to be some stuff going on over here. Okay, so expect that. So stop expecting, like they say, a you out of you. If you are not in alignment, it's for you to move around. They can stay put because that's the way they are. They showing you, they tell the truth, showing you. So now you can evaluate that and say, oh, okay, and you can move around. We take care of ourselves. We don't have to worry about nobody else. Okay. Miss Alabama said, preach, Gamma. Miss Alabama, we about to get this healing together about this feeling like we're being taken for granted. Abrielle said, just because I won't do evil or be mean to someone doesn't mean they won't do it to me. Absolutely. It don't mean that. You ain't saving yourself. When you do all that stuff, you are not saving yourself. Feast said, it's the audacity for me. Some really think you need their validation. Yes, I only need and will need God. Exactly. They think that you wait when you make them, because you kind of make them feel like that when you do things like that. But then when you let them know that no, that you only get it from one place, then they don't expect it from you. They won't expect it. Abrielle said, Miss Alabama said that part. I love that Gamma. Abrielle said. I keep saying, please, Gamma, I'm new to you, a new YouTuber. We'll appreciate if you could give me a shout out. Okay, y'all see Hakeem Bama right there. Go ahead and subscribe or go check the page out. Give him a subscription that's free. But I keep come back on the first Tuesday of the month and come over and you'll be able to drop your link. I won't be vertical. I'll be on my computer. You can drop your link and it'll be simple for people to just click and subscribe. And I'll be able to let them know a little bit about your channel. Because when people do that, they support my channel. I support their channel. And I know about the content. I could kind of like tell them exactly what happens on the channel. And we all try to network. So make sure you come back on the first Tuesday of the month as well. So we can see if we get you some more subs, okay? But y'all see how the name, the link can't be put in because I'm vertical. But y'all see how the name is spelled. So if y'all can do that. Abrielle said, Miss Alabama, I used to struggle with that because I would always say I would never do that to you. That was my biggest mistake, thinking that. Yes. Gamma, can you put the arrow on like 65? Michi, thank you so much for the $4.99. I'm loving it. Y'all make sure y'all like it. That $4.99 Michi just dropped. Thank you. She said, absolutely love being here. Such a positive, motivating, and God-fearing channel and loving community. Yes, keep doing you think about. Thank you so much, bitch. I appreciate you for that. Yes, y'all rock. Y'all rock. Y'all be in these chats, y'all rock. I keep telling y'all, stop trying to put this on me. Because when we have the best conversations, it be from the best comments being dropped. That's what it is. It ain't Gamma, it's the Gamma community. That's what it is. We got to stay focused on that. BG, thanks for that 100. If he said 100, I keep saying, please, Gamma. No, okay, I got you. Okay. So we're gonna stop auditioning. We don't have to keep auditioning for nobody's place in life. Okay, so we have to know, okay, we keep speaking about boundaries, right? Boundaries is a part of healing. So if you think that you can get through something like people taking advantage of, people taking you for granted, if you think you can get through that without setting boundaries, I'm telling you it's going to be hard to do that, because they are like vultures. They will always do this. They will always, it's part of their personality. Sometimes I don't even think it's always intentional. When you have that type of personality, it just, they're showing the type of personality. But you have to know that at all points you are going to have to, at some point, not probably not all points, but at some point you're going to have to set boundaries. You can do it in the beginning, you can do it in the middle, but you're probably going to have to end up putting up a boundary, right? So what do y'all think the difference is? What's the difference in setting a boundary and punishing someone? Because it's different. Some people think that a boundary has to mean punishing the person for not being what you expect them to be. It don't have to be no punishment. This is what a boundary will say, this is what I will and will not accept. All right, don't say nothing about the person, nothing about the kind of person they want to be. A boundary is saying, this is what I will and will not accept. All on you. You ain't pointing no fingers at nobody what they choose to be, right? But what you don't have to say, if it's not bitterness or anything, if you want to be bitter about it, you don't want to do a boundary, but you want to be that bitter person, that same thing might sound like, I'm going to hurt you because you hurt me. That's the difference. Bitter is I'm going to hurt you because you hurt me. A boundary is going to let you know, this is what I will and will not accept. So it's the difference in a boundary and bitterness, okay? So you're going to have to set that boundary. You can love somebody and just, the only thing you're trying to do is limit the access. You just acknowledge the fact that, oh, you'll take everything I got if I let you. And then when you acknowledge that, you just say, oh, okay, I'm just going to limit my access. Then I see what kind of person you are. You can still have a relationship with them. All you got to do is just limit the access that they have to you and what you feel like they're draining you of. If you feel like I'm going to give you 4 or 5 hours of my time, I'm not going to do that. So I'm going to set that boundary, let you know I can deal with whatever we got going on for an hour a day, 2 hours a day, however it might work for you. But you can set a boundary anyway. A job that thinks they're going to give you your work hours, give you 8 more hours on top of it, and never get a person to fill in that position. No, you let them know, this is what I can do. I can do my 8 hours. I got an extra hour I can spend a day until you hire somebody, and I can do that for 2 months. You just let them know what you can do. And that's it. Let me see. Michi said, no problem. Okay, Michi, thanks again. Abriel said, true. Okay, so we talked about it a little bit. What happens when you stop doing everything? We kind of already said that. If you never stop doing something for somebody, like y'all tell me, y'all have already really told me, some of the people in the chat, when you stop doing something, what happened? Y'all can put it in the chat. When you did, and then at one time you said, I'm not. What is the thing that's most likely going to happen? Y'all put it in the chat. Because the thing about it, some people, they're not even going to recognize the contribution you gave to them, the time you gave to them, the kindness you gave into them. They're not even going to realize it. These are the people. Lexi. Grab her. They're not even gonna recognize it until you say no. And that's when they look like, wait, you're not gonna carry the load? You're not gonna carry me? So when they realize that, that's when they're gonna do the pouncing. That's when they're gonna do the pouncing. But don't stop doing things for other people because of that. You have to acknowledge who you're dealing with. You are going to have people you can be continue to be good to because they're going to continue to be good to you. And don't miss out on the blessings that you could get from other people because you feel like you have to guard yourself against everybody now, right? So stop, just stop because you're finally noticing what it's costing you. You notice that this is costing me a lot of time, a lot of hurt, a lot of money or whatever it is, huh?
Look at my roses.
Oh, they're cute.
Look, my mama.
Oh, that was nice. So yes, okay. So notice what it's costing you and know the position that you are trying to play in your life and don't let nobody overpower that, okay? And again, we talked about this before. I had a live that was called Apologies. You may never get the apology or something like that. I just want to remind you, you might not never get an apology. You might not never get an explanation. They're not going to acknowledge. They ain't going to give you no closure. They not going to never admit that they was wrong. But it don't always, your healing doesn't depend on it always. Your healing means that you're accepting that the person that hurt you may never give you closure, but you can give yourself permission to move forward anyways. You hear that, Michi? If you're still here, you can still give yourself permission to move forward anyways. Okay, you don't have to wait for all of that. That's the them problem with all that situation going on. You don't need their apology. You need to work on you and know how you can set yourself free and move forward. Was that my stuff?
Yep.
They didn't even know. They didn't send me a message. Y'all put the waters in there?
They come ones.
Hold on, y'all. They didn't.
I didn't bring the waters. We only saw the grocery bags.
Oh, they refunded the doggone water. Okay, I got you. Okay, thanks. Okay. So the takeaway is don't let being taken for granted make you bitter. We don't want to do that. Don't let a person's inability to appreciate you convince you that nobody else will. That's not true. Don't stop being kind. Don't stop being loving. Just learn to love without losing yourself. That's the thing they want you to do. They want you to they want to leave that mark and leave you bitter or leave you a different person than you were before. Don't let them do that to you. Continue to be you. Miss Alabama said, will you stop? Your pockets get fatter. Oh, Miss Alabama said, look, when you stop, your pockets gonna get fatter. Okay, so I said 100. BG said, yes, most definitely, yes. So let me see. Do I have anything else for y'all? Okay, so let me tell y'all this. Okay. You can love people without losing yourself in the process, right? So I'm gonna say this to you. I'm gonna say this to you, but I want y'all to say this to yourself. I am valuable. I am valuable. I am worthy of appreciation. I don't have to overgive to be loved. I don't have to chase acknowledgement. I am allowed to have boundaries. And I can choose my peace, okay? That's what I want y'all to leave with. Let me see. Thank you again for doing this live. It was meant for me to catch this live. Okay, Michi, you know stuff when it's in alignment. When it's in alignment. Also, Michi, yes. Fee said 100. So thank y'all so much for coming in. I'm so happy that y'all came into Healing Conversations. Y'all, if y'all want to do a movie night at 7 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time. A lot of Saturdays we have movie night. So I'm going to be coming live again at 7 o'clock. We're going to watch a Tubi movie. The Tubi movies always are free because it's a free app. That's the reason why we do it on Tubi, so that nobody has to actually have to buy an app, the app subscription to watch the movies. So that's what we're doing this Saturday. So if y'all want to tune back in for the movie night, you can. What we do is watch it on our own devices. We start at the same timestamp. I announce what the movie is. We watch it on mute every 30 minutes. I come back and talk about what's going on. But during the movie, we type in the chat about whatever's going on. And we kind of like just talk to each other about the movie through the chat. And then at the end, we rate the movie. So if y'all want to do that, y'all are more than welcome. And then tomorrow, we have Bible chat at 1 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time. Make sure y'all come in for that if you're available. And then we might have a conversation that matter. That's another segment that I do. We talk about stuff that really matter. Okay, not no like whatever chit chat. We talk about stuff that really matter, right? And then Monday we have the men's room. Everybody is welcome to come into the men's room where we ask the men to take the floor and give us their thoughts and opinions on whatever the topic is. The first Tuesday of the month, we have content creators come in, drop their links so that I can ask my subscribers if they would please go over there and support their channels as well. See if they like it. If not, just give them a subscription. If you do like it, set your notifications on all and then have a good time over there. Become a part of their community too. And the other Tuesdays, 3 Tuesdays of the month, we have Seen on the Feed. If I scroll and see an interesting story, I come over, we talk about it. On Wednesdays, we're gonna have Way Back Wednesdays where we go back and talk about all the good old days, everything that we can remember, the music, the family, whatever, how things used to be. It was always better than what it is now. So we talk about that. And then on Thursdays, we have game night at 7 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time. Every week we have a different game that we play. And that's always announced. Friday is Chat and Charge. And then I've added a new segment, y'all. I'm going to be coming over here eating with y'all a couple days a week. Okay, so those are going to be pop-ups. I don't schedule those so that y'all will know. Did I go through all the days? Saturday? Yeah, back to Saturday again. Yeah, Chat is in charge on Fridays. Chat is in charge on Friday. Talk about whatever y'all want to talk about. But if y'all are confused about all that I just said, just go to my homepage, go under live, and I usually have at least 6-7 days already scheduled out so you'll know the time that I'll be coming and what segment, okay? And y'all make sure y'all check out my shorts because I drop shorts every day. I rarely do videos. My Monday's lunchbox is going to start back up because my grandkids are going back to school. They're about to start school. What else I got going on over here, y'all? Y'all make, the community. Chris went in the community, y'all. We have a challenge in the community. I told y'all it's going to be a cash prize for pictures. All you got to do, this is not my post where my community wall is. It's not my post wall, but it's the community. When you go to my homepage, you'll see community. That's where you can post post in there, and only it's Gamma's World subscribers can see that. It's not like open like all of it. It's almost like a little YouTube group chat or something that they have, and it's a community button. So Chris went in there and she was the first one to post in there. She needs to win some. Chris, I'm gonna have something for you because you were the first person to post it in. I kept telling y'all, go in there and post it in. So what we're doing, the challenge for this week that I put up yesterday was for you guys to pick a picture this week of something that looked real good. Miss Alabama says she's doing a crab oil right now. She needs to take a picture of that, go into the community, post that picture because I'm going to put the names of the people who posted in there. Your YouTube name will show up, and I'm going to put it in a container or whatever. Pick a name, and then you're going to win a prize. So that's so simple, y'all. Just take a picture of y'all food. That's it. So y'all make sure y'all do that. And then y'all make sure Miss Alabama sponsor International Taste Test that we got coming up on Monday, y'all. I got to get that flyer. Oh, my God, I forgot. I got to get the flyer together for that. We're going to be on Dark and Lovely B's page. If you look on my community wall, you'll be able to see her page. If you're not subscribed, go over there and come see, check us out. It'll be myself, Miss Alabama, Tips World Talks, and Dark and Lovely B, and we're going to be taste testing some international snacks that Miss Alabama sponsor for us to taste for y'all. So y'all make sure y'all come and support that event, okay? Why do I feel, is anything else going on? Whew, I be having so much stuff going on. I'll be tired myself out, y'all. So y'all do me a favor with that. Let me see what y'all said so we get out of here. Okay, Kim said the movie sounds good. Good. Beachy said, thank you again for this live. Okay, I got that. Is that what I got? Did I get that already, Beachy? Thank you again for this live. It was meant for me. Okay, I got that. Okay. Sweat, thanks for the channel emojis. The men's room, I think it's at 7 o'clock. But if you look on my homepage, it should be already scheduled, and you can see what time they're all scheduled out. Hoopty, hey Hoopty. Blessings, get my crew. Hey Hoopty. Sweat said, are you asking men's room? Yeah, I think, men's room. So I said, hey, Hoopty. Miss Alabama said, the international snacks. Yes, you got to make sure that y'all come in and support us with that, y'all. And if y'all not subscribed to the ladies that are on my community wall, go and subscribe. But Dark and Lovely B's page is where we'll be doing our taste testing, y'all. We got something good and fun coming up for y'all. So y'all make sure y'all support that. Miss Alabama said, okay. Hakeem said, I'm taking part in that. Good. Miss Alabama said someone will win. Oh, Miss Alabama said for the taste testing of the international snacks, someone will win a box of international snacks. So y'all better come over. If y'all like garlic shrimp flavored Doritos or tiramisu flavored Oreos or ice cream flavored Mike and Ike's All of these different international, all 4 of us are going to have different ones, y'all. So each one of us will have 4 different snacks. Y'all going to see 16 different international snacks that y'all can order if y'all want to order it. But Miss Alabama said that somebody's going to win a box of international snacks if y'all come over, participate in the activities we got for y'all. Sarette said, we'll be there, Miss Alabama. Yes, right, yes. Miss Alabama said, Miss Alabama, I don't know how I forgot about the flyer until I just said something about it. I'll definitely get that done today so we can put them out on our pages, okay? Oh, I don't know how I forgot that. I think I was about to do it, and I don't know. Okay, y'all. Y'all make sure. Thanks again for every super sender. Thanks for the gifts. Thanks for the super chats. This chat was playing today. Oh, okay. And 42 likes. If y'all didn't hit the like button, quick hit the like. And 13 people still hanging in there. Now, y'all, remember my goal is to get more than 23 hypes. Last week I got 23 hypes. I need more than 23 hypes. So after this video will not be available for hyping until tomorrow. So please go and hype up one of my lives from the last 7 days. Those are already clear for hype. Go to the last 7 days and give me a hype. Sunday they expire because you get them 3 a week and they reset every Monday at 12 o'clock a.m. So y'all got to use them before Sunday. Then next week y'all give me some more. But the ones for this week, they expire Sunday. You get 3 hypes per subscriber. All of y'all, YouTube gives y'all free hypes for y'all to do. 3 per week. Please hype me up. I have to get more than 23 hypes from last week, y'all. I did jump from, I had 4, then I went down to 3, then I went back up to 23. So y'all got to help me get more than 23, okay? Y'all do that for me. Okay, let me see. Miss Alabama said, yeah, y'all participate. Yes, participate. Miss Alabama said, Gamma, it's cool. Oh, okay, yeah. I'm going to get to it today, though. I'm going to do it in a minute. I've been sitting here I'm about to elevate this leg a little bit because I've been sitting here for a minute and I got to get ready for the game. Not the game night, but the movie night, and then I'll be working on it, okay? All right, y'all. Thank y'all so much for all y'all participation in the chat. Thanks for everybody who dropped down to make the conversation what it was. I appreciate y'all. All right, y'all. Talk